Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. Today is Friday, March the 25th, 2011. It's time to look at the markets. Check this out. Okay, typically here on the free website of PerfectStockAlert.com, every weekend on Friday we come out and we do a market analysis going over the global markets on the 1 year weekly chart. I'm not going to do that today. Those charts are updated all the time and posted on the website right see market alerts right here. You can go there and check those out whenever you'd like to, including today's. But today I'm going to do something different because there's nothing out there on the long side that I want to be messing with. There's nothing I see that's a quality long trade as we've seen a major breakdown of the uptrend. I want to show this to you guys so you guys can really get a grasp of what's going on. All right, today we're going to start off looking at the VIX, the volatility index, and you'll notice back here you've had a lot of lower series of highs and a lower series of lows. On the 1 year weekly chart, it's much more it's clear to see, and you're just starting to see a new series of higher highs and higher lows on the longer term 1 year weekly chart. But we're looking today at the daily chart. Each one of these candles as being 1 day, and I wanted to point this out to you because you'll notice you started to break out to higher highs and higher lows, and that's important. Okay, whenever you're starting to get this setup here, you're starting to see a reversal and a change from the previous downtrend to a potential reversal to an uptrend. That's important because the volatility index runs the opposite of the overall markets of the inverse. So if the VIX gets bullish, the overall markets are going to get bearish, and you already know that. But just for those who didn't, so let me draw this out real quick. We can see looking at the VIX on this 6-month daily chart here. I'm sorry, 3-month daily chart. No, yeah, that's right. All right, so what you can see here is a higher series of highs. All right, closing up here, and low points here. All right, still moving higher here. Okay, what you have right here, this particular day's candlestick formation, that is important to you. It shows you that you're starting to get some support here. And like whenever you get hammer formations like this, like this, like this, all right, those are showing that there's support there, and that's where you start looking for a bounce. You'll also notice you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive days to the downside. That's substantial as well. Nothing falls straight down or goes straight up, so it's another reason to be seeing support here and buying activity as people are expecting this to bounce back to the upside. You also notice the slow stocks pulled back below the 20. All right, once it falls below the 20, it's considered oversold. If you're in an uptrend, and that's what's developing here, so you'd be looking for buyers to come in here as well. Lots of really bullish indication here on the VIX, and that should be bearish for the overall markets. Like I said, they're on the inverse of each other. So if we're seeing a hammer formation right here, we should be able to look at the overall markets. I know I've already checked. I look at the Canada's markets. If you look at, let's see, the NASDAQ, you're going to see the opposite of what you're looking at right here. So let's check that out. All right, this is a quick look at the NASDAQ here. You can see back here we were in a nice little uptrend going on like this. All right, and then we started making new series of lows, new series of lower highs and lower lows. This corresponds with the VIX that we were talking about also. Now, remember on the VIX we were showing you a hammer formation? Well, that's telling you there's support there, buy pressure, look for a bounce to the upside. Well, in this particular case, looking at the NASDAQ, which runs the inverse, you would look for this to be a shooting star formation, upside down hammer basically, and this is telling you there's sell pressure there and start looking for it to pull back down. It doesn't have to happen instantaneously like Monday morning or anything like that. You'll notice you still got a little bit of room here that you could run to the upside. You could still fight to the upside here, but the main thing here is I'm starting to see the beginning of a top formation here. And again, this is the daily chart here, not the 1 year weekly that I typically look at, so it's just the beginning of it, but it's there. Okay, so keep an eye on that. I would not be long equities. I would not be long commodities. I would only be looking for sell opportunities in this market or long an inverse. Okay. The bounce that we've seen this week, and I can still see a little bit more room for the upside next week. But if you're pushing it, was expected this bounce because of the volatility we had to the downside there, and that's expected. And we've had a lot more bad news poured onto us for this particular week. I expect that news will develop into more problems for the growth outlook there. So keep that in mind. All in all, I added let's see, I think it was Thursday of this week to one of my positions, and I will be looking for another position next week as well. So you can check that out on our free website at perfectstockalert.com under the portfolio. And that's all I have to say. Basically, everything looks bearish. The trends have shifted from a bullish trend to a downtrend. I would not attempt a buy in a downtrend. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I would instead choose to seek out opportunities to sell, unless you're using an inverse, which would run the opposite. Okay, but in that case, you would have an uptrend. Okay. Let's have a quick look at our disclaimer. Read it and weep. God bless. Take care. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday.